Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So Louder with Crowder, Mug Club, their Undercover has been just crushing it this week. They started off with the Tranifesto, right? They released the first 3 pages of that, or allegedly the first 3 pages of that. Now they have a petition going around actually to leverage the Nashville Police Department to release the full manifesto. I have this one here from louderwithcrowder.com. Bud Light paid Dylan Mulvaney a lot more to tank their company than previously reported. This is an exclusive, like I said, from Mug Club Undercover. And we have a new Mug Club Undercover exclusive regarding the trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light saga. Today's show gets right to that. Bud Light suffered a lot from its marketing choices in April. Even Mulvaney threw the company under the bus. Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth previously claimed that the Mulvaney beer can was essentially a gift to the trans influencer and that it was just printed on one can, basically claiming that it was never intended to be for sale to the general public. A document obtained by Mug Club Undercover shows that Mulvaney was paid $185,000 by Bud Light. Holy smokes. Let's go ahead and actually check that video out. It's right here.
The document obtained by Mug Club Undercover shows that the figure is much higher.
Wow.
Dylan Mulvaney was paid. There was one deposit there of $185,000 paid by Bud Light. $185,000. Yes, another man being paid more than WNBA star players. Bud Light, they lied to you. We have the pay stubs, and Captivate is the company that's involved with this. So we have a source from a company that's intimately involved with the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light can, who reached out to Mug Club Undercover, provided us with some never-before-seen documents. Again, you can send yours, lwctips@protonmail.com. We will.
If you guys remember correctly, Captivate was the third-party marketing agency that Anheuser-Busch hired to do this Dylan Mulvaney campaign and ultimately fired right away, trying to make them the scapegoat, to take all the blame for this fiasco, dismissing themselves of all responsibility that their job title requires. But let's continue.
Always protect our sources. Just a refresher so you can understand the relevancy here. Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light, resulted basically from this video as far as where it started.
This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it.
Okay. So I don't know if that's the best gift ever. Like I would say love, the gift of children. Maybe like a water slide from your bedroom down to your pool would be really cool.
PS5.
Or a can with your freaky face, I guess. So InBev, right, the parent company, their stock is still down 8% in market cap. That's $11 billion. They had a total loss of around $400 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And Dylan Mulvaney came out afterwards and blamed Bud Light for not sticking up for him, her, Z. Well, here's the clip.
I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I would wish it on some people.
Yeah. He's one of those guys like Jim Rome used to be. You got to watch him for 2 weeks before you judge him. Give him 2 weeks straight. Watch him every day. And then make your decision on if you actually like him. His show is an acquired taste, but definitely once you get there, it's not for everybody, I'll say, but man, he cracks me up. Him and the crew, I think they do a great job over there at Louder with Crowder. And so I just wanted to show this off, let you guys know that Dylan Mulvaney was paid, $180,000 for that failure of a campaign that cost Anheuser-Busch, $20-30 billion or whatever it was in market cap for a while. Just insane. The third quarter numbers are down like 14%, 15%. It's been a total disaster that cost them millions of dollars. And, with that, I actually got another story. Let's see right here. The Daily Mail, Anheuser-Busch's chief U.S. marketing officer steps down as sales continue to plunge in the wake of Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light fiasco. World's biggest brewer reports 13.5% slump in revenue in the third quarter. 13.5, that's a roundup. The U.S. Chief Marketing Officer of Anheuser-Busch InBev is stepping down amid the company's continuing slump in sales, following Bud Light's disastrous collaboration with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney earlier in the year. Benoit Garby, forgive me for saying your name wrong, Benoit Garb, is set to leave his role at Bud Light's parent company at the end of the year. It was announced Wednesday in order to embark on a new chapter in his career. He's definitely not one of the people that I've been eyeing to step down or be fired. I have never actually heard of this person, but nevertheless, he is stepping down. Serving as the company's CMO for just over 2 years, his tenure was marred by an April marketing debacle where the Bud Light partnership with Mulvaney led to a boycott by the brand's customers and a significant loss of revenue. In the third quarter, returns reported Tuesday, the summer slump continued as company suffered a 13.5% drop in revenue per 100 liters, a key measure for beer sales. I will say this is a bummer because I don't want to see, hardworking Americans lose their job because of this fiasco. Bud Light needs to apologize, and they need to do more for society than just throwing money at us via marketing, right? They're not helping anybody besides these, NFL, college football. What's the other one? The UFC. I get that they have their Folds of Honor and some of their other donation programs or whatever, but, that's also part of their, tax deductions, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So it's just not out of the kindness of their heart that they're doing that. And I'm glad that they choose that particular organization, but nevertheless, let's just continue. The fallout from the Mulvaney partnership led to a devastating stint for Bud Light, where it suffered repeat double-digit revenue drops in a near weekly basis. Nationwide backlash to the company's marketing even led to some stores selling the beer for less than water, as the parent company lost a staggering $6 billion in market cap in just 6 days after the advertising. Some fans also criticized the company's response to the controversy, where it was seen by some as overcompensating with overtly patriotic advertising and tried to right the ship. And we can't lose sight, I'm just thinking, this whole thing started because they were trying to, get a better DE&I score, right? So until they start moving away from that, I'm not rooting for Bud Light. Pretty much, that's where I have to draw the line, you know what I mean? They got to quit pushing this woke agenda. They got to start rewarding people based on merits, a good job and whatnot. As the dip in revenue continued through the year, it has hurt the profits of Anheuser-Busch InBev, the world's largest brewer that produces a large number of beers including Budweiser, Michelob, and Stella Artois. In August, just months after the Mulvaney advertising ran in April, it was reported that Anheuser-Busch InBev had suffered a staggering $390 million drop in U.S. sales. The second quarter losses at the time stood at 10.5%, showing the company's decline had worsened after its Tuesday's third quarter reports dropped a further 3%. Following the departure of Garb, the company said its U.S. Chief Commercial Officer Kyle Norrington will take over his role as the Chief U.S. Marketing Officer. Bud Light's marketing mistakes have been cited by some as originating from marketing executive Alyssa Gordon-Heinerscheid, whose team oversaw the partnership with Mulvaney. Yeah, she is one that we're definitely looking forward to her departure from Anheuser-Busch, right? She got in there and decided that she was going to start pushing that DE&I woke agenda on everybody, and they all said, yeah, great job. And then she went a little too far and said some stuff publicly where she insulted, Bud Light's customer base, their beer drinkers, and even the people that just like the brand. Said that if you liked our past commercials, you're stupid and you have fratty humor and all that stuff that she said. But yet it's the other guy, Mr. Garb here, that's leaving the company, not her. Interesting and curious, right? Heinerscheid had reportedly vowed to lead an inclusivity revolution at the beer giant, an attempt to ditch its fratty image. And the Bud Light carry ad, which shows a woman carrying a round of beers to a table of friends without spilling a drop. Those ads were part of Heinerscheid's vision to make the brand more female-friendly, something she had described as a passion point. So, hang on. Let me try to read this. The Bud Light carry ad, which shows a woman carrying a round of beers to a table of friends without spilling a drop. So, like, a waitress? I don't understand. Like, people can carry beer without spilling anything. That's not some thing that, like, only men have been able to do in the past. And now, like, okay, man, it doesn't take much to win these people over and start, giving them ideas. I've seen some terrible ads. Who approved that? Maybe these people need to give me a call whenever they're coming up with ideas for their commercials because, man, I've seen some bad stuff lately. Not even Bud Light related, just in general. So the Anheuser-Busch CEO and president of InBev's North American zone, Brendan Whitworth, said Garb's move was part of a reshuffle to reduce layers within our organization and better enable our top commercial leaders to drive our businesses and legacy forward. He always gives the commercial just plain Jane diss tagline. I mean, this guy is the worst. He's like, have ChatGPT print me out the most plain vanilla clean response that gives nothing, you know what I mean? That keeps us legally safe. Bud Light, standing as America's favorite beer, a title it proudly held for 22 years, was also lost in the boycott as it was replaced by Modelo Especial for the nation's favorite beer back in June. The company appeared to lay the blame for its poor third quarter on the Mulvaney debacle, and its sales to U.S. retailers have also dropped nearly 17%, primarily due to the volume decline of Bud Light. Bud Light's attempts to stop the fallout, including writing checks to distributors and increasing its marketing spending on the brand, led to a 29% decline in adjusting U.S. earnings, according to CNN Business. You know, they also supposedly were given bribes to keep their shelf space, but I've heard that that's not legal or whatever, but I don't know. Anyways, the outlet cited the CMO's departure as reason to believe the parent company has not given up on Bud Light, alongside the company's research finding 40% of lost companies are willing to return. The CEO of Anheuser-Busch InBev, Michael Ducaris, said in a Tuesday analyst call discussing the poor third quarter results that the internal research gives us some certainty that we are moving in the right direction. We have a good grip on what we need to do, and we are proceeding from here. And, you know, I think their good grip is spend more money on advertising and just treat the sheep like dumb sheep, right? This whole Bud Light thing, I think, has came to a stalemate. I mean, what do you guys think? The sales seem to be, you know, leveling off, maybe returning a little bit. The UFC signed them, and I didn't like it initially. I still don't like it because Dana White said that his values aligned with him, and I'm a big fan of Dana White and the UFC, and I know his values don't actually align with Bud Light, so maybe he's just uninformed. I don't think he is, but Sean Strickland, I believe he's the middleweight champion. He made a good point when he said that, you know, thank you, Bud Light. You now pay me to give my opinions out. If you're familiar with his takes on things, he's not a big fan of the woke agenda himself. So he made a good point that he can take Bud Light's advertising marketing dollars that come through the UFC, that gives him a platform that he can speak his mind. You know, I'm pretty sure that's going to be anti-DEI woke things that Bud Light seems to be shifting towards. So, you know, that might be why we'll see where that goes. Look forward to his next fight and seeing what he has to say. Hopefully he wins so that he gets that microphone. Basically rooting for him just simply for that microphone after the fight interview. I wanted to just let you guys know that was going on. Also, but anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.